Welcome everyone to Meow Jido. You run a convenience store to earn money for larger apartments, furniture, and most of all, to feed your expanding cat collection. Let us explore this strange world of gathering strange cats and even stranger customers.
You want 6 cheese?
Please subscribe and enjoy the video. My first day on the job as a sole worker at this convenience store. Soon enough, my first customer appeared, buying a Mintos and handing them 6 and in change. They exited happily. My next customer bought some canned dollar and then some cookies. All of my wonderful customers seemed very normal right now. That would soon change. Anyways, my day was over and receiving my paycheck of $780. I returned to my apartment. It was just me, my little belongings, my cat, and my cell phone. On it was a message from my boss saying my new home would be ready soon. So exploring the other apps, I fed my cat a burger and some fish and some chicken, and realizing my other apps were pretty empty, I was happy just to clock in the next morning. While no one was here, I wandered upwards in an attempt to explore, but a little terrified of losing my job, I returned and served your average salaryman, depressed school attendant, enthusiastic delivery driver, soulless man, and soulless woman. Before long though, another customer appeared. Strange attire indeed, and walking over to serve them, I handed them their one digestion. They exited and I hurriedly clocked out. Getting my paycheck, I gathered myself back at home. I assumed it was a cosplay event or something. Didn't matter, my new apartment was here, a spacious area indeed. I had a message from my boss man saying my cat would eat me if I didn't feed it, so I gave it some dark cuisine and a new menu appeared. Bird food. Ignoring it for now, I perused the new furniture I could purchase and bought a new mattress. Deciding for the welfare of my pet, I would stay away from the bird food. Today though, the night shift had left me some work. Just wait until I get my hands on the twat not doing their job. Quickly selling some alcohol to a minor, I replenished again, diligently working for the entire day and ending with a solid $1,800 payout. More importantly, I had some news today. This city's 10-year anniversary marked the day a portal connected 2 worlds, filling ours with different humanoid races. I guess it wasn't cosplay. Feeding my cat a little, I warmed to the idea of feeding him bird food, but instead went with some cat furniture for my guy and a toilet for me. The next morning, night shift, we're getting real lazy. No time for complaining though. Excited to see all types of mystical people coming around, I laboriously grinded away, meeting a complete coffee addict and earning an ever-increasing $2,000. This didn't surmount though to what was about to happen. Opening turbo feeds, I bought some bird food. There was a flash of light and in front of me, a bird cat character had appeared. What is going on? Luckily, the boss man sent over a message saying it was splitting into multiple forms common when eating something strange, and I wouldn't have to supply any extra food. As if the extra food was what was worrying me, certainly hoping for a bigger home soon, I headed back to work. Quickly though, I was notified that a customer had made a mess and that I had to clean up. My list of obligations worryingly increasing, I completed another, suspicious task, getting less and less proficient as the day went on. I still managed almost 3,000 that day. Wait a minute. That's my savings. That's my income. Okay, feel free to laugh. I will never make this mistake again. Anyways, I had unlocked the egg in Turbo Feeds, so I got one delivered, making the egg cat. That is certainly something. Still with some extra funds though, I bought myself a nice desk. A foul surprise awaited me the following morning. Instead of a customer, a dog walked into my store, pissed on the floor, and left, leaving me to clean it up. Hoping this was a one-off event, I continued my work, double scanning in an attempt to scam a child out of their money, getting in trouble for it, but still making $3,000 that $1.3 that day. Feeding my owl an egg, I saw that I was balling and decided to fill my apartment with every single available piece of furniture. It was getting mighty small in here, and predicting many cats to come, I hoped a larger apartment was in fact in store for me. Speaking of stores, today's first customer bought a microwave meal, which apparently meant I had to heat it up for him, popping it on a tray and getting a sneaky achievement. Dealing with my next customers, oh, the dog's back. I hope he doesn't piss. Hopefully he won't do it again. A third time would just be cleaning up the dog's triple piddle. I microwaved some more meals, and when things were getting busy, I surprised myself at an ever-increasing proficiency. Decent paycheck again today, and planning to discover a new cat. I got to work feeding the egg fella. Nothing happened though, so scrolling through the Catpedia a little, I returned to find the fast food meal. Ordering one, I unlocked the wonderful, horizontally challenged cat. This ladder's gonna be expensive to feed. So back to work. My first customer today bought a chocolate soft serve XL. I was made to open the soft serve machine, place in a cone, make the ice cream, and send it off, gaining another cheeky achievement. My list of responsibilities was now certainly longer than I had anticipated. Either way, I witnessed another twat of a dog making a mess of my facility and sold some Dringles, or canned potatoes. A grand surprise would await me back at home, so wrapping up my day, I arrived at my brand new large apartment. So many rooms to fill, and a message from my boss complaining about my complaining and telling me to complain less. Apparently, this place was reserved for managers, so feeling lucky, I fed my cats a bunch and purchased a new table. This had me quite poor, so back to work. Luckily, there was no new skill to learn today. Instead, just a whole bunch of customers, microwaving to be done, trash on the floor, and ice creams to be made. Really testing my limits here. I almost failed one cleaning task, but eventually wrangling the day back into my hands. The final customer finally left. Only one mess to clean up now. Who left their pants on the floor of my convenience store? Arriving home, I had a new message detailing my imminent transformation into a fitness enthusiast. Very exciting. Not as exciting as this goofy news outlet though. This might be a dig at Valve. I completed my day by feeding the cats and purchasing a piece of furniture. No new cats in sight. In fact, something more diabolical. The night shift had truly done me dirty. Luckily for me though, today's customers were being really nice. No microwaving meals or making soft serves or replenishing shelves for me. Everyone was just buying gift cards. So happy I could finally have some time off. Someone bought an ice cream, then immediately after some microwave meals. The rest of the day consisted of cleaning a suspiciously dog-shaped puddle and making soft serves. A lot of money today, and returning from my shift, I fed my cat some bird food and dark cuisine, unlocking the Book of Death. What? Feeding the Book of Death to my cat, he transformed into a dark cat puddle. That was certainly not what I was expecting. I figured out what yesterday's news was about though. The Power Up app was now available, from which I bought a restocking speed upgrade, followed by a heap of furniture. I was done quite dirty the next morning. 6 shelves were completely empty, and a dog immediately entered, dropped some rubbish on the floor, and proudly left. Everything taken care of though, I noticed a back room I could currently not access, and spent the remainder of my shift selling soda popsicles, making ice cream, and getting paid a decent amount. Using it to feed my cats and purchase more furniture for myself. I enjoyed looking at my egg cat fella, who was very entertaining. I digress. Back to work. Once again, a dog walked in immediately and pissed on the floor twice, never mind 3 times, but luckily I was left alone for the rest of the day. Thanks to this low pressure, I wanted to do an experiment involving completing the strawberry soft serve before completing the chocolate one, handing it over and losing $20 from my paycheck. Never fear though, the Z-Box Game Pass was only $300 today. I need to work though to feed my cats, and instead spent that money in the Power Up application, getting some faster soft serve skills, along with an achievement which didn't make a lot of sense since I already bought the upgrade. No point in complaining though, there's work to be done, and today managed to perfectly juxtapose yesterday in terms of not customers, but harassment from dogs. A moment would not go past without having to whip out the mop and clean up a dubiously dog-shaped puddle, so I was just happy to arrive home that evening. A bunch of money stashed thanks to the puddle cleaning bonuses, which I quickly spent feeding all of my cats. There were truly a bunch of them now, so buying more cat furniture seemed like the play. These were unfortunately damn expensive, so back to work for me. It was a busy day. I met a suspiciously cat-looking person, purchasing a suspicious amount of canned cat food, had a bunch of microwaving to do, and a bunch of dogs harassing me. I managed to get control of the situation though, and by the time my shift had ended, I made almost $1,000 from pure bonuses. Things were certainly heating up now though, and to stay ahead of the curve, I purchased some food and then a microwave power upgrade. Still some money left over, which I intelligently spent on the last of the available furniture. My apartment is fully stacked. It was a funny day today, replenishing all of the empty shelves. I quickly met a mouse lad who comically bought 6 cheeses. I thought that was pretty funny. Did some microwaving, turned around to see a rabbit girl buying 6 carrots, then a student buying 4 coffees. Record high of 2,000 in a day today, and more news awaited me at home. Apparently, wood pulp was being mass purchased by businessmen of the other world, causing people to panic buy tissue paper. Pretty funny. I've never heard of people doing such a thing before. Anyways, today's goal was a new cat, so spam feeding my fellas, absolutely nothing worked. So I instead just bought another mattress that was now available. Wow, we are now truly living in luxury. Today was a very boring day. Attempting to break the ice cream machine, I promptly stopped, remembering how easy it must be to do. Not to worry though, I didn't have a Monopoly set up just to repair it. The day went fairly smoothly, making one mistake in change, but nonetheless returning home with a solid solid amount of savings. Apparently, new items were on sale, but alright, buying some new upgrades. It had been a disappointingly long time since I met a new cat, and feeding them seemed like the best way to find them, so I got to work ordering a stupendous amount of food. Soon after, finally, I unlocked the preserved giant fish egg. Feeding it to my cat, I obtained the giant preserved fish egg cat. It glows. This good mood would not last though, as something diabolical was about to happen. Two dogs immediately entered, so carrying one out, it just walked right back in with an annoying smug smile, pissed multiple times before leaving. Just as I thought it was over, another canine entered. The customers were also piling in now, so I locked in, microwaved and made ice creams before running down and cleaning up the undergarments left by the dogs as more and more continuously strutted through the doors. Even once stood up and bought a dog bone and some cheese fish sausage. Thank you, Mocha, for the translation. Eventually, the hellish day came to a close, and I returned to my home, seeing the exciting news that Plumber vs. Turtle was out tomorrow. I will not be consuming that piece of media. Buying a movement speed upgrade and some more furniture. I hoped for an even larger apartment sometime soon. I would have to work harder for it though, which I did the next morning when night shift left half the shelves empty. I continued this sentiment throughout the entire day, solidly serving everyone and even getting the business is booming. Pity I don't own the store achievement. Exciting stuff. What's more exciting though? Well, arriving home, I had a notification on my newsfeed. A device that if I purchased it, the dogs would quickly disappear from my sight. Peeking into the upgrades menu, there it was. Montero Emergency Escape Device. I am hyped to dispose of the canines. They must have known of such a purchase before, as throughout the entire next shift, not a single one decided to enter my store. Or it was just really hot today, as every second person seemingly wanted an ice cream, which you'll not see me complaining about it, seeing as I needed a bunch for an achievement. I didn't end up getting it, but it was quite stressful and taking so long, so buying a soft serve speed upgrade, I set back to work, trying to discover a new cat for an excuse to move into a larger apartment, but with no luck. I didn't have any the following morning either. What is this? To whoever was working before me, I wish only the best for you. I didn't understand the dog device yet, so just letting it leave, I tended to 2 customers before my shift was over. Very strange. A large paycheck today, and upon arriving home, it was a miracle. A new apartment, gigantic, fit for a heap of cats. I wasn't in the mood for cat searching though, instead just buying some kitchen supplies and a microwave power upgrade. Back to work, many achievements to get. A busy day as usual today, fueling a woman's alcohol addiction and charging a man double for his curry rice. My paycheck did not like that. Nevertheless, new items for sale today, Checking the upgrades, there they were. Much too expensive though, so instead I opted to purchase some cat furniture and a cat toy. Oh, it's right there. Oh, I can kick it. 10 out of 10 game, everyone. Game of the year. Back to work. Replenishing all of the shelves, I noticed a dog walking into my store. Picking it up, I threw the bum outside. This was not at all effective, and I was left with double the mess I had to begin with and the customers getting impatient. It seems the twat had even dobbed on me because my poor store had been harassed by dogs for the entire day, while simultaneously tending to lots of customers. This is what karma feels like, probably. On the upside, I was probably getting closer to the achievement, so with that in mind, I finally completed my shift, noticing on my paycheck that I had cleaned up 18 times. 18 dog pisses on the floor. Anyways, apparently giant soft serve ice creams were becoming popular, which, hoping this wouldn't affect my store, I fed my cat a bunch of gunk, finally unlocking the seal cake. Ordering one. Slowly, my cat transformed into a seal cat. I don't know exactly what I was expecting, but it was cute though, so I spent my paycheck on more cat toys. Determined to dig myself out of cat toy debt, I discovered something in the corner of my store. A dog door. Presuming that this was the dog disposal unit, I decided to wait for one to dare enter my store. It seemed like a damn hot day today though, as everyone was ordering ice creams and not a single dog decided to enter. Until of course, one hopped inside while I was busy with a massive ice cream order, managed to unload 3 times around my shop before leaving. Absolute twat. And to really bring home the amount of ice cream sold today, I even managed to reach the bottom of the cone tower, which is impressive. Probably. I spent today's paycheck on feeding my cats and a square table. Surely a grand investment. Hoping to get to use the dog device today, I worked as usual, microwaving meals, replenishing shelves, and selling people their energy drinks. I mean... stimulating. Until finally, an unsuspecting dog walked into my store. Doing a solid job of unloading 3 times before I got around to it, I picked the prick up and threw him into the dog hole. Nice. Properly disposed of, and hopefully no witnesses. Getting another decent salary that day, I returned home to... There seemed to have been a witness. A large pack of dogs seen wandering around. Surely this won't affect me, so buying another cat toy, I ordered a bunch of food, which I fed to my cats, eventually unlocking the fried shrimp. Well, if I were to make an educated guess, this will probably make a fried shrimp cat. This game is absolutely diabolical. Back to work. Uh-oh. They were not lying about their dogs, immediately throwing out as many as I could. They just kept entering faster than I could throw them out, and time quickly running out. Even though there weren't any customers in here, I was forced to get to work cleaning up every mess as quickly as I could. There was so much mess at this point that I couldn't even tell which was old and which was new. For the first time, my sidebar was filled past it could display just so many messes. So many were expiring, losing my money. By the second, I didn't rest for a breath, but more and more dogs kept entering, dropping bills of dog money and undergarments. Finally, it was all over. Not a single customer, 33 successful cleanups, and 11 failures. Message received, no disposing of the dogs. Upon returning home, I fed my cat a little before getting a feed the cat 100 times achievement, spending the rest of my savings on a nice laundry area for my apartment. A little revenge couldn't hurt though, right? I thought the next morning, so making sure to use the dog door responsibly and effectively, I completed another very normal day at the job. But upon returning home, bad news. Religion had predicted the end of the world, making everyone panic buy all sorts of goods and hoard them. Sure, this wouldn't affect my business. I splurged $2,000 on my living room, getting the delusional home achievement for myself, then spamming more funds into my cat's stomach. This did end up with the unlocking of wheat noodles, but without the money to buy them. I just headed off to my next shift. Oh my. Every single shelf was completely empty. I guess people really are panic buying. It seemed the dog's bowels were in just as much of a panic as so many continued to enter the shop. Other than this though, it shaped out to be a fairly normal day, serving an ancient mummy 9 instant ramen packs and a mouse child 6 cheeses. Nice. Shift over. And I had made easily enough, so returning home, I bought the udon, creating myself a... Am I missing something? Just a really fancy cat, I guess. And having the funds to spare, I fed the lad a whole bunch of food and bought a nice new table for the lad to sit on. Good to have some stoicism around the house. Normal day at the office today, replenishing everything. I got the 100 replenishers achievement. Rabbit lady was buying Steam gift cards, which was strange. Big student guy also bought gift cards, and the child, even alcoholic lady, bought some, along with some strong spirit. I did make 3,000 that night though, so using these funds, I bought a soft serve speed upgrade and spent the rest all on food. Another normal day at the office today. Busy, sure, but with my speed upgrades, ice creams were a breeze to get through. My only issue was in microwaves, which were taking a little longer than I could sustain. Luckily, still making it through the day without any mistakes, I returned home to make an exciting discovery. Feeding my cat some shrimp, then a book of death, I found I had unlocked PR Premiere Pro. Fittingly, $500. I fed it to my cat, getting a cool black cat with heterochromia. Feeding the cat a bunch, I also purchased a running upgrade, leaving me very poor. Also, what is this gentle manly cat doing? So good thing I had a shift the next day. Ridding the store of both invading dogs, I cleaned up their messes and tended to my customers. The rabbit lady today bought some rice and a bottle of cola. Guys? Is this meta commentary on societal integration? The next dog person bought a bone and some chicken, so possibly it may not be. Anyways, getting home, I was ready to make another discovery, so shoveling some food into my dear pet, I was excited to find the huge mushroom. Feeding this to my cat, it slowly transformed into the fast food cat, but even faster. It was looking quite famished, so I happily spent my paycheck on feeding the poor lad. Today, I decided it would be time to experiment. Never mind. It was time to fire the entire night shift and expand the local pound. Cleaning up the countless messes created by the ever-appearing twats, I was happy to see them all leave, finally giving me time to experiment. Cranking the lever on the ice cream machine, I let it run, watching as the strawberry goodness got longer and longer. No stability lost as it descended past my view, finally deciding to stop and being awarded the Jumbo Soft Serve achievement. Truly a monumental moment. Continuing my work as if nothing had happened, I microwaved away until getting some more ice cream orders. This was when I noticed a strange bug. If I make an ice cream with the correct flavor, swapping the flavor on the machine then sending it off, it would be counted as incorrect. A little confused, I was happy to see the rabbit lady was back buying carrots. I had lost some money though from slow microwaving though, so I made the purchase of some better ones. Excited to try them out, I completed the day as normal, selling more alcohol to the alcoholic and curry rice to the rabbit lady. Guys, I think that may have been social commentary on. I had the strange feeling that a new cat was going to come today though, so quickly wrapping up my shift, I ran back home, feeding my pet a bunch of mushrooms until finally I unlocked the mysterious tentacle and feeding it, I made the tentacle cat. I am slightly disturbed. Looking at it, scratching its head, it's cute in a I wish it wasn't real kind of way. I spent the rest of my funds upgrading my kitchen. Today was a grudgingly hot day, so I expected many ice creams were to be made. It seemed my prediction had very much come true, even from the first couple of customers. And so, my fate was sealed that day, so sitting at the machine and pumping out tens of varying ice creams. It wasn't all bad though, there was an achievement for this, so keeping at it optimistically, I eventually managed to reach the end. No achievement, but sure, I was close. I purchased a little microwave upgrade upon returning home and spent the rest of my savings on food, as there were many cats still to discover. I did end up with an achievement the following day, just not the one I expected. You see, today was a slightly chilly day, resulting in more microwave orders compared to ice creams, resulting in the wonderful 100 heated meals achievement. And oh, it's Rabbit Lady. Today she bought spaghetti with sausages. Guys, I think we should really discuss the message the developer was meaning to convey. Getting home, I saw my impressive fund count and bought myself a nicer toilet. Finally, I had every single piece of furniture available. Currently, running around petting my cats, I decided this was cause for celebration and fed my pets a healthy amount of food. Finally though, another scorchingly hot day. Great news for my ice cream achievement hunting, bad news for my mental state. There were so many ice creams bought today and even a dog person who bought 6 bones. What could this tell us about our society, guys? Another solid paycheck. This calls for feeding my cats a lot, so that's exactly what I did. Quickly enough, unlocking the bug of mystery. Feeding my cat the bug of mystery, I welcomed another disturbing entry to my collection. The mysterious worm cat. I escaped to my shift. Today was a very normal day. Gift cards flying off the shelves, but it was obvious my ice cream achievement had been so close this entire time, as the first orders I got that day led directly to me getting the 100 ice cream achievement. So I returned home in a great mood, feeding my cats but to no new unlocks, then upgrading my movement speed. Back to work. Immediately harassed once again by the local dog population. For once, it didn't lead to my steep mental decline, but instead contributed to unlocking the everyone here is a piece of picking up trash 100 times achievement. Awesome. At this point though, I'd utterly given up on throwing the dogs away. There were just too many of them. As such, I was relieved to get home, running around petting all of my cats, watching this strange tentacle creature and maxing out my movement speed. Man, there are so many of these upgrades left to get, hoping that wasn't an achievement. I spent the rest of my money on food for my cats. Back to work these days, we're truly starting to mold into each other. The alcoholic lady today was also seemingly feeling the same way. The end was surely in sight though, so returning home with a fat paycheck, I bought out a couple of upgrades, then spent the rest on food. No new cats though, unfortunately. Or fortunately, depending on if they're all going to be tentacle-esque creatures. Back to work these days, we're truly starting to mold into each other. Rabbit Lady bought some ice cream today. This symbolizes... Miss Alcoholic was in rehab, it seemed. Just a beer and an egg sandwich. I'm strangely proud. Anyways, I did make enough money that day to return home and max out my soft serve machine, then pay the rest out in feeding my cats. Back to work. These days, we're truly starting to mold into each other. So obviously, I was hit again with the Meowjero classic, that being harassment by dogs, but I was actually happy enough to be mopping up all of their very intentional accidents, as there was an achievement for it. I also met the alcoholic woman again, who seemed to have truly given up on her rehabilitation journey. Maybe I should start one, actually, because I swear I just served the same person like 5 minutes ago. The day was truly dragging on though, seemingly going on forever, meeting the mummy again and the cheese boy who bought 6 cheeses and dog girl who bought 6 bones, finally wrapping up, and I was able to return to home sweet home. And little did I know, I was about to make history. Feeding my cat some shrimp, I unlocked the angel halo, which made my cat transform into a beautiful holy cat. But wait a minute, I had also unlocked a black hole. Feeding it slowly, the angel turned into a pitch dark cat who is semi-transparent and had a cool galactic haze. Wow, I feel like I'm losing the plot. Luckily, for the world, Miss Alcoholic seemed to be doing better, buying just some beer and some game cards. Very happy for her. I also noticed Rabbit Lady came in today and, oh, beef bowl and 2 game cards? Take of that what you will. It was a short day today. Getting home and aiming for another new cat, I fed a bunch of shrimp, tentacle, and giant preserved fish egg until finally discovering the fish of mystery. That's ominous, buying it anyway for experimental purposes. I was shocked to find an adorable little fella came out of it. Anyways, after completing some ice cream making and tending to my customers, it was once again time for the daily alcoholic woman rehabilitation journey checkup, and on cue, here she is. 1 gin and 2 waters. Only 1 hard spirit today, everyone. Give her a round of applause in the comments, please. Continuing to make an annoying amount of ice creams and cleaning up an annoying amount of dog accidents, it luckily slightly inflated my paycheck. So with money to spare, I ordered an unhealthy amount of food, managing to get the esteemed pink carrot. Very cool. Feeding it, I got an absolutely adorable cat and the Cat Universe achievement to get every single cat in the game. I still had one more secret one probably to go though, so with no funds to spare, I instead read my messages. One from the boss saying that I've been looking happier since I came to the job and reluctantly thanked me for my hard work. Truly tugging at my heartstrings. Anyways, back to work. At this point, I had 2 more achievements left. One for mopping the floor, and the other was a secret, and I could only hypothesize that it was to buy every single upgrade in the game. Luckily not my current focus, and happy to mop away, I got home quickly enough, and with the goal of the final cat, I fed away, unlocking protein powder and discovering the buff cat, the final one to add to my collection. No time for sentiments though. Buying a start to my upgrading journey, I headed back to work, realizing how much of a grind this would be. And soon enough, it would be the only achievement left, as after just a bit of tending to my customers and microwaving meals and making ice creams, I saw the always welcome dog wandering around, so mopping the very first piss, I finally got the we need to sanitize everything achievement. A monumental time to be alive. Finishing my shift, I maxed out my running speed. This final achievement was a real pain. The night shift also was. Why is this store always left empty? Throwing out a dog and tending to my customer. The morning was really hectic, then just nothing. One customer, then an empty store, and my shift was over. Still good pay though, so managing to afford 2 stamina recovery upgrades. I had a quick scroll through to find actually not so many left to collect, which was great news. I spent the night admiring the filled out Catpedia on my phone. Something was beginning to worry me though. Nothing super important to my achievement gathering goals, it's just that I hadn't seen the alcoholic woman in quite some days. Hoping this was simply her rehabilitating, I paid no attention, just tending to my customers and heating a bunch of meals until, if you'd look at that, she's finally back tending to the mouse lad. Here she was, purchasing pineapple bread, a game card, plum rice bowl, and a cheesy fish sausage. This is possibly the greatest moment of all time. Rehabilitation efforts complete. How very wholesome. And returning home that day, I was able to max out my stamina recovery with only 1 more upgrade left to get. And finally, it was my final day on the job. I said goodbye to Salaryman, Child 1, Salaryman 2, the ice cream machine, Rabbit Lady, who is buying ice creams today, Student 1, rehabilitated alcoholic woman, enthusiastic delivery driver, and of course Child 2, the microwave, the ancient mummy, the modern mummy, and who could forget the wonderful paycheck. Arriving home that day, I spent some time petting all 18 of my cats, even the weird ones, finally opening up my phone to purchase the last upgrade, awarded me with the final achievement. An awesome choice, stranger. Thank you all so much for watching. Please do subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll give Meow Jibbo an exceptional 9 out of 10.